Welcome to Atlanta Sightseeing. Please take your seat and keep your hands and feet inside the railing at all times.
Hey, Big Rod.
Yeah.
What we got to say about folks who think they lost their ticket?
No tickets, no skates.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, YouTube? Back with another one, quick one. Just wanted to update on kind of the last couple of months, what's been going on, and how I'm moving back to Atlanta. I'm excited about it, and I know it's gonna be some great things to happen with the move and everything. But just to kind of add some context to what God has been doing and just how wonderful and masterfully He put this whole thing together, I take it back to October. I've been looking for ways to get back to Atlanta after I came back home, visited church, and was like, man, I just need to be back here. I need to be back in Atlanta. I'm missing my brothers growing up, missing my family and friends, everything. Like, I feel like I'm having so much FOMO, just not being in Atlanta. And I just didn't know how I was gonna get back. So I started looking for jobs, kind of seeing on LinkedIn, like what was going on. And I couldn't really find anything that fit. And it really made sense to jump ship because, like, I love the organization I work with now. And it's long story short, like, they did a reorganization. I got essentially a promotion to support a larger group and get more responsibility. And, I could have never saw it coming. I didn't know anything about it. It just literally fell in my lap. Didn't have to apply or anything. That's just how I know it was a God thing. He just made a perfect way out of what I thought was no way, literally. So that was in October. Throughout that time, I was figuring out, like, if I want to move back, how would I move home? Would I get an apartment? And ultimately, I figured that I was going to get a house, which kind of came out of nowhere. But financially, it just kind of made sense. Build up some equity rather than just continue to throw away my rent payments. How I feel it is like throwing it away each month. So yeah, I'm looking for a house now, in the process of potentially putting a contract on one, which would be incredible. Found a good one out here in Douglasville, or out there in Douglasville. But yeah, like, God has been so good, like, with my family, my girlfriend, her family, my little brothers, like, everybody and everything being based in Atlanta. Oh yeah, the new position that I'm working with, the manager is based in Atlanta and the team is based in Atlanta. So it was literally just a perfect situation that it came to pass, that I didn't have to work for, that I literally just, Rory, thanks for being an extra in all of my videos by making egregious loud noises. But yeah, like, I didn't have to labor for it. Like, God just made it happen. And I kind of had a moment in church yesterday where I was thinking, like, man, like, I got faithful with my tithes this year with no expectation. But I know that He says to test Him by that. He says, if you give your first 10%, I think it was in Malachi that He mentioned that test me by this. Is one of the only times, or I think the only time, that God mentions to test Him by this, and test Him by you being faithful with your tithes. I bet your storehouse will run over, having things literally flowing through the windows and the doors. So I did, and I'm like, I'm wondering, like, God, why is all this stuff working out? How did I figure out how to get a down payment for in an incredible way through my 401k? How did I figure out how to get this house? How did I figure out, like, how to get to Atlanta? I didn't figure any of it out. God figured it out, and I figured, like, this is my very first year being faithful with my tithes. And I'm like, God was faithful, not because I was expecting something, not because I deserved it, but, like, favor it just is that. Like, it's unfair. Like, it's literally not something that I could have earned, but, like, God just took what I gave, multiplied it, and continued to allow just the favor and the anointings and the abundance to just run over. And I'm like, I just feel like I'm so unworthy of this. Like, God, like, help somebody who's really unfortunate. I think that's what He's going to allow me to do. Like, moving back to Atlanta and working in the city and being a part of that youth group that, you know, I've always been around, helping the youth, mentoring to the youth, like he'll be able to utilize the gifts and skills and talents that he's building me up with now to be able to inspire a generation and help those people who need it. And like I've just even been thinking about like the Black Panther Party and support groups that existed like that to be able to help give free lunches and mentor the youth and like just do great not-for-profit philanthropic work in the city. So I know that he's not giving me these resources and gifts to just feed me and just make me feel good about myself, but like he's doing it to as a means of like being a good steward and being a good in between and conduit to his glory into the kingdom. So yeah, that's what's kind of been going on the last couple of months. I was in Atlanta for almost 2 months, like November, basically all the way through January 1st, like into December, just for holidays and for concert and for this and for that. I saw Jonathan McReynolds twice while I was in Atlanta, which is crazy. But yeah, I had a really good time, and I miss Atlanta so much. Like Nashville is cool, don't get me wrong, but as far as like the culture of the city and the experience that I have out here, just being essentially by myself, like I miss Atlanta. I miss that you know, home cooking. I miss being around my friends and not having to worry about like, oh, I can only see them for an hour and I got to go see my grandparents for 30 minutes. Because it was sad because like every time I went to go see people, I knew I was leaving. I knew I was going to be gone in the next couple of days. So I'm just thinking about like dang, I got to get all this in when I can. Like now I can just now live and be in a place where I'm like, I can see you for 5 minutes and I know I'm back tomorrow. So yeah, I'm excited about it. And so a potential move, I have to move out of my apartment here March 4th. And a potential move would be like anywhere between like the end of February, beginning of March. And then hopefully if I can get, you know, situation figured out with a house, I'd be in a house one of those months around there. So I'll definitely keep everybody updated. But yeah, I'm excited about it. And can't wait to see like what happens from that. Like I haven't lived in Atlanta really since 2019. Since I moved to Athens, and that's time has flown, but like that was 5 years ago, right? Or going on 6 years. So yeah, it's been crazy time like since I've left, but I think I definitely found myself gain a lot of security that I wanted to, and just being me, and was able to develop a sense of self. Like I wouldn't say my self-esteem was in the dumps, but like my personality and my value was wrapped up in my friend groups and my family and the sports I played or whatever, you know, what value I had. I didn't have any individuality, but like going out, moving to Athens, moving to Charlotte, moving to Nashville, like I was able to attain that by putting my back up against the wall and just figuring it out. So it's been a beautiful thing. And now that I get to go back to Atlanta and be the new grown up and improved Holland, it's going to be fun. So yeah. Y'all stay tuned. Gonna update on the move, gonna update on the place, on the house and everything. So y'all turn the notification bell on and stay locked in. I don't know if I'm gonna be on TikTok and Instagram for much longer since what they've been doing is kind of vile. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. But I'll definitely be on YouTube. So check me out, stay locked in, and I'll update y'all. See you later.